Gather around the campfire, you SOGs. Notice I said G, not B. It's time to stoke the flames. I want to share with you a watch the Shinkansen. Ain't that cool? I want to share with you a story. I remember a little bit of something from old Grizzly that I remember today. I was talking to Mully. He and I had an experience in the last 24 hours of basically kind of miscommunication, unhappy chain of events that kind of just, we don't want to hurt anybody, but sometimes sometimes just things don't work out sometimes, and try to correct them in the aftermath. And we're talking about that, and think everything's going to be cleared up. Anyway, I was chatting with him, and I was telling him about how I remembered a time we were talking about how when we were swinging on track, trying to fix something, and you overcorrect and go back the other way, and then try to fix and go back the other way until you try to trying to get somewhere. I'm kind of rambling a bit, but we're just kind of talking about how he and I were talking about how sometimes it's hard to hit the mark. Because you go too far this way and then go too far that way towards the goal. And I was reminded of an incident with my papa a long time ago. For a few years, he and his little group of friends had gone in together and bought a really nice fishing trawler. And this thing was big. I mean, it was really, you could sleep like 16 people in that thing. Multiple bathrooms, kitchen, the whole thing, and flying deck on the top. I mean, this was the kind of thing you could. They did. They took the thing and this trawler. They called it the Atocha after Mel Fisher's famous treasure ship. And they took that thing down to the tip of Baja California. They basically you could go just about anywhere on this trawler as long as you had enough fuel. Anyway, I remember one time I was with my father and all the guys were on the boat, and just everybody, all the families were there, and we were crossing the Catalina Channel from San Pedro over to Catalina Island. And I could see Avalon in the distance. My dad and I were alone. We were up on the flying bridge, which is the elevated bridge. There's 2 steering wheels on such a boat. Down in the main cabin if you're in a storm, and you can go sit up on top in clear weather and steer up at all the same controls. And so my dad and I were sitting up on the bridge, on the flying bridge, and he offered to let me steer the boat, to drive the boat. It was my first chance to have command, or at least a steerage capability of a vessel like that. Now, my dad had a lot of experience. He had been in the Coast Guard, had been a navigator in the Coast Guard. He knew all about, getting ships and boats from point A to point B. And I was up there in this but we had an autopilot, but we weren't using it. He was trying to teach me how to run a big vessel like that. And we had the thing going, and I've got that wheel, and I'm sitting in that thing, and I've got the power for the 2 twin diesels there, and I had it full, nearly 90% or so. It's not a fast boat, it's just kind of it's a fishing boat, trawling along. And I remember I could see Avalon in the distance, where we headed, the little town of Avalon on the coast of Catalina. See it off there, and I was trying to steer the Atocha directly at Avalon, but it's hard to do that because the swell, the water, the waves. So the boat would kind of go off angle like that, and I would turn the wheel to the right. It would go off to the left. I'd turn the wheel to the right to correct, and the big boat has slow to react. Gently start to swing back, get it dead on. Imagine my nose is Avalon, aiming at Avalon, and I got it, and then it would swing on past, right? Dang it, just swing the wheel the other way to the left, and then the whole boat would just come back. I'm on course with Avalon, and then I missed it again, and it's swinging back the other way. And I kept on doing this, and my dad was getting a big kick out of that. He was watching me do that. He'd set me up. He knew what was going to happen, and he told me that just in passing, but it's the thing he said has stuck in my head all my life so far. He told me, he said steering a large boat through the ocean manually is a lot like life. 99% of the time you're completely off course. You're just constantly trying to correct. You're overcompensating and gone off the mark, and you're constantly trying to swing back and get on course. But the amazing thing is, despite the fact of being 99% of the time off course, with persistence and attention to the place that you want to get, you can indeed get there. And sure enough, through my constant way back and forth, back and forth, I was indeed actually able to bring the Atocha into Avalon Harbor, where I powered down the twin diesels and handed the vessel over to my father as the harbor master approached. And those words have remained in my mind ever since. Just you're all 99% of the time off course. The trick is not to worry about being off course so much as to keep your attention on the details of getting to the ultimate destination, despite that fact. Listen to those cicada. Isn't that nice? Summer in Japan. Boy, I sure do miss Grizzly, and I'm really grateful for choosing to join me, especially those of you the SOGs. G, not D, not B. Thanks for joining me. Take care, everybody. Good night.